let me mute and deafen in Discord. Oh my god, why are you so loud? No, not Kiki. I wanna. Can't even see you on my. There we go. Great asset. Asset, great asset. Asset, great asset. What? Couldn't be Leon. Leon! Leon! Great asset. Holy shit. Looking. They're already in. Okay, they're on the list, but okay, there. Why can't I see? Can't see one of you guys. Ah, there we go. Okay, I can see everyone. Everybody can see everyone. Hi,
friends.
Hello.
Hi. And there Lopi goes.
Why are you scattering? Oh, right, because of Kiki. Kiki, look what you did.
I don't bite.
Yeah, I'm pretty scary.
No, I'm not hearing that.
So scary.
Kiva, your mic sounds kind of scuffed. What the fuck?
Give me a second.
Yeah, echoey.
Echoey.
Asset, great asset. Oh my god! Holy shit,
Okay.
man!
Is that better?
It still sounds kind of echoey, but that's okay. Really? Sounds kind of echoey, like when the wrong microphone, if I'm like webcam. Oh well.
I can play with my settings on my mic.
It is how it is. I just thought maybe wrong mic connected or something.
No, I checked it. It's the right mic, but I reset it.
Okay.
Maybe
Where
one of these settings.
One of these.
One of this.
Nice. Let me guess, we don't have the cat mod, right?
Well, like, why do you have a gun? Oh, do we all have guns?
We all got guns. This is a gun show.
Kiki does not have a gun.
Let me know when I should land.
I'm so used to being a furry that I'm not used to having skins.
Right.
We have like 3 kitty suits and one Lightning McQueen one. I'm also Leon. We are all Leon. I am Leon. You are Leon. We're all Leon. 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 Can I land? Did you type on a planet? Great assets.
I haven't played in so long. I'm so excited.
like a connection. That might be worth it when we find a key. Nothing. Yo, what's up? What else?
There we go.
Taxi, what's on in? I saw M and pink and I instantly thought it was Mika. Hello, welcome on in, next.
Holy moly.
Now it's green. What the fuck, man? You don't confuse me when you confuse me. That confused me already.
Nothing here.
What? Changing kinda.
Wow. Oh, Moshi.
Nothing's in here.
Holy moly. Classic.
Ah, yeah, this is where the fucking fire escape leads.
There's a bracken.
Oh, great.
Cool. Yeah, this one is locked. It might be a real view of you. I feel like every color is on Twitch a lot. What?
What? Oh. You're pulling the generator and dipping it.
Anything else here? When I'm out. I'm out. No. Just. I contributed nothing. How's the game going?
Sure.
I contributed nothing at all. What
How
a
did I drop
poison.
this?
Pickled. Thank you. It's exactly what I wanted.
Girl's best friend.
I love pickles. I got pickles. Hooray, hooray! I love pickles.
Pickles for me.
I love
Yoink.
pickles. Yum 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 yum.
Lilac again.
That is so funny right now.
Let's fuck them in. Huwag na lang ako!
I got poked.
Me too.
Ouch!
Poked and prodded.
It is what it is.
I forgot to take my meds.
Uh-oh.
Med check. Take your meds,
Crunchy
chat.
time. Good. Where's the beehive?
Okay.
Oh,
Nope.
I didn't realize you fucking droid. Wait, why did you do that?
Hooray!
Why did you die? Why did you do that? Well, I got the excuse of not being a gamer.
Lilac, why did you die?
Why
You
did
could have
you
told
die?
somebody to go with you.
Are we on Mars? Which one are we on?
The bridge.
The bridge.
The stable bridge.
The shade bridge. Okay. Oh.
while.
Why do I have stuff? Oh, I did find something. I forgot to put it away. Don't tell anyone. Vallheim deep. Oh. Now some refill. Oh, not the fucking mine. This is not what I wanted when I said I yearned for the mine. Not what I meant when I said I'm trying. I yearn for that micro. Oh, no, goodbye.
Yeah.
Can you fall down the hallway, say goodnight to me? No, I can't.
Hey, we should leave.
I just got here.
Yeah, but the baby already activated.
I like how I just got here and everyone's fucking dying already. I guess. Everyone's dying. Classic lethal company.
Oh, there's another entrance over there. Oh no, that's the shit. I just got confused. I pinged and it said main entrance, and I'm like, what the hell? So what do we do?
Hello?
No, she went back in.
I brought Kiki back.
Ruby went back in the second entrance.
Oh, back in lagi. Yeah, the baby got her. Little freak! Ah! Mali.
A baby light.
Mali. You want it? You go.
Where?
Should be there. Yeah, here you go. Nice.
I'm a blind.
Hello.
No!
No.
The bees! The bees!
Somebody just followed Larlac.
That'd be fucked up. Ayun na. Yeah, no freaks. Yes. I think he was up top, right? Oh, yeah, okay. Nice. What is music?
Hello.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
He was my hero. Wow.
There goes
My hero. Hooray!
That's the one. Or is it? No. Alright, it's not. It's this one. Bro, I haven't played in so long, I keep forgetting the names. Forgetting which one is which one. But the feeling is not similar. They're not similar, not... I forgot the word.
Classic. Yes. Yeah. Oh, hi.
Oh my god, I'm
Oh. What's up, man?
Come here, you little...
Oh, another turn. Oh.
What?
Oh no.
Oh,
I found the apparatus.
it wasn't me?
I don't like it. I don't like this.
Get out of here. What's your way out, man? Oh! Whoa.
There's a new monster. What the fuck? Play surgeon?
Fuck me! I had two shotguns. I'm so sad.
What?
I had two shotguns.
It's too
I'm so
scary
sad.
in there.
I'm so sad. Why were there 3 fucking nutcrackers? I got 2 fucking shotguns. I'm sad. I'm so sad. I had 2 fucking shotguns. I'm so sad.
Okay.
Just fuck off. Just fuck off. Just fuck off.
Oh no,
It's not-
are we all dead?
It's not worth it. Just fuck off.
Oh.
Vote to leave, guys. Vote to leave. Shit. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man.
Okay, all right.
Ain't worth it. I'm sad about the shotguns, but bro, there was too much shit going
Goodbye,
on. There.
nerds.
There were like
monster?
fucking.
Holy.
That was crazy.
I'll remember you
There
all
were
in
at
therapy.
least- yeah, there were at least 3 nutcrackers.
Did you see the new one, the clay surgeon?
No,
Holy shit.
I just saw a bunch of nutcrackers.
Ah, okay.
I don't know what I saw, man. I thought 3 nutcrackers and that was already too much for me.
Oh, that's a lot of nut cracking.
Yeah. I saw you kill one, and then I'm like, oh, so it must be safe.
I killed one. I saw one dead, grabbed the shotgun, killed the other one with it, grabbed that shotgun too, and then I got killed by another one.
Oh my god.
That was a lot. That was a lot in a matter of like 1 minute.
I heard so much screaming. Yeah. You said do it. I'm like, okay, bye. I'm leaving.
Go on without us.
Are we saving money for the next one or no?
Let's sell everything. Oh, I forgot. Oh.
Are you disappointed that Lilac
What
didn't
if?
have the gamble?
I miss her. I should call
I miss
her.
my wife Gamba.
I miss my gumbo tails. I miss my gumbo. I miss her a lot.
But what if? What if Gamba?
Take your shit. Take it.
Do I want to buy anything?
No mean, do you?
What was it, store?
I don't need a shovel. I'm not very good at them.
We don't need that many shovels.
How do you pick them up?
Was it X or C? I forgot. B.
Oh yeah, this guy. From oh, what's the dev's other game?
The Upturned Hotel.
The Upturned. That's such a good game.
I haven't played it.
Little guy.
I miss shrimp. I love shrimp. Good dog.
So, can't
I
squeeze
only
his
got
foot.
shovels. I only got shovels.
Who gave the cat a weapon? I'm scared.
Which cat? We all have cat ears,
That's true.
except for Lilac.
I think Pengu doesn't have cat ears either, but he's wearing a cat costume. So that
Yeah.
counts.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Meow 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 meow.
I'll never learn how to use a shovel if I don't use one, but I know I die
true.
every time I use one, so.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's really interesting to have that extension to let you see many viewers. And lurking and stuff. Oh, I hate when the game does that. I'll link to you later. I think I linked it at some point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you pull the generator? It was Pangu.
Hello.
Oh. It's dark.
Hello. Yeah, whose fault is that?
Sounds like it's Pangu's. Ruby died immediately. Yeah. Cat can't jump. Shit, I had a key. I left it on the ship.
Huh?
I'm here. I didn't know if I heard voices inside their house. I was confused.
The voices!
Did I take the what? The shiny thing? Yes. And took the shiny. Oh.
I knew. There's a dead end over there. Same. there we go. Yeah. Hello.
I think the others went into the abyss.
Marlak's alive. I don't know about Pengu.
Tengu is in a room with Ruby.
Oh, the abyss then, yeah. Doid.
Doided.
No, I'm just I'm not eepy, but I'm tired.
Yo, what's up?
Hello.
We're chilling in the void.
Yeah.
But did you like it?
Did you like it?
Did you like it?
Did you like it? Oh my god, everyone's
Make him
screaming.
explode!
Explode! Yeah, that's what we're doing with him right now. It's squish, squish, squish. I love that emote so much. That emote is so fucking cute, man. The little glow up.
It'd be cute with a gem cat.
It would be. Squishy, squish, 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 squish.
Hello.
Hello.
How do I use this again? Are you sure? Balls.
I found a data chip.
Baseball's me.
Howdy.
No, wasn't me. You have no proof. You got no fucking proof. I'm not talking without my lawyer.
I don't know. What is happening?
This time it's not me. I don't know, it's not. Well, Maxwell,
I saved your son.
my son. Well, Lalak and Pengua did.
Oh.
My son.
We got money.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Cha-ching. Well, let's go. Pengua and Lalika did.
Run!
Run,
Wow,
bitch,
X3.
run. Oh my god, when you have him in your inventory, the little cogwheel has two little paws.
It does,
See
yeah.
that? That's so cute.
He's so cute. I love him.
I love Maxwell.
Oh, I see it now.
How much is he worth?
89.
We're keeping him.
We're keeping him, Ruby says.
We're keeping him.
March got me lost.
Oh, we lost.
How do you activate the walkie-talkie when it's on the thingy?
Alt. Left alt.
Left or
Also charge it.
Everyone coming back? Pink was the only one still in there. What is the fucking command to enter the console again? Oh. to like open the doors and stuff. It was monitor something. I forgot. Now switch is to switch between cameras, but you have to activate it. I forgot what it was. I forgot.
Yeah.
I got a glass. And trash.
No! It should have been Lala, not her!
Somebody pulled the
It should have been you! Not
apparatus
her.
using.
It should have been you!
Should have been you.
Also, I'm putting the fucking. How do we get out of that? I'm putting this away.
The walkie-talkie?
Yeah, took it. Don't need it. I don't want to talk to. I don't want to talk to anyone.
Oh, that's fair.
Ja,
More.
ja,
More.
ja.
I did it to myself.
Oh, 7.
I missed a
How
jump.
do I make him sing? How do I make him sing?
Scroll in your inventory.
Oh my god, he even purrs. Oh my god, when he scroll back, he purrs.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy, best boy. Go back home. Cats like being in close places.
Mm-hmm.
Are we buying stuff? Oh, I want a teleporter. Can I have Oh, we already do. Yellow.
Yeah, that's what I bought.
The fuck, I was on my shelf.
The Kiki on the shelf?
Yes.
You an elf?
Yes.
Ja.
But did you like it?
Did you like it?
Did you like it?
Did you like it?
What?
It's helpful that I have 2 E keys.
You were there giving him kisses.
And head pets.
Ah, cute.
Head pets.
He good boy.
Good boy. Let him have his privacy. Squish, 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 squish. Oh yeah, how does this one work again?
The transmitter. Oh,
Log out?
Why?
There it is. But Mika's not here. It's not the podcast.
Bounce!
much.
I put one
Solid.
shovel. Put a shovel in there. It's like the old, it's like the grandpa like asking, where are my glasses? Why they're on the... Where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? Miss you.
Thank you.
I got there.
Fucking minging.
It's foggy.
This is what happened.
Oh my god. Ruby? Oh. The birds picked her up and dropped her in the water. I forgot we could do that.
I swear these fucking birds. Every time. I knew it before they even lifted me. I was like, to fly me over the water. And
You can
drop
never
me
escape,
into it.
Pigeon.
Fucking pigeon!
Always
I thought you
watching.
went to bed. I thought you went to bed.
You can never escape.
I thought you
He's
went to
always
bed,
watching.
man. Ingy. Can't believe this.
Who was singing Golden before I did?
Ruby was. I was humming it a little bit.
Okay.
Every-
So it's stuck in my head now.
Oh, gotta be golden. Oh,
I blame Ruby.
I can't hit the high note.
I can sometimes. But
My vo-
not today.
my voice is crap.
What? That's not a good start.
Go there. Go there.
Where's the corgi?
It's in there.
Oh,
What's that?
oh yeah, I have arachnophobia mode on.
Holy moly.
I'm out of here.
Thank you. Holy moly.
He died.
Oh no!
He died for our sins. He died for our sins.
You want me?
He died for our sins. Reposo.
I got you, man. Oh. Holy.
What the
A
fuck?
shotgun?
Why
No
am I
way!
getting ads? Why am I getting ads?
50% off! No
What the fuck? Get these ads out of here!
You two can have a jab gun for 60%
Everything,
off.
everything
This
has
Sunday,
ads these
Sunday.
days.
Here, there we go.
There we go. Right, Kiki is still in. Uh-oh,
Oh.
there's some kind of
Going
monster
in.
there? Probably a blob. It's not moving.
They advertised the gun, but we don't have enough money for it.
Oh, that fucked up. They're like, bro, you know what you can buy with money? If you had money? It's fucked up.
So did Lilac die?
Yeah, Lala, he died for our sins.
was trying to stop the spider that was chasing me.
He killed the spider and then died, as usual. He died for his sins,
Oh, wow.
as usual.
Why is there a soccer ball?
Why does Kitty have like yellow markings on her? Oh, is it a
She
key?
has items.
No, the items
Yeah,
are
she-
the. That one is a key, I think.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Except it's
So
on the door now, which means I think she used it.
Maybe, yeah. Oh. I think that's a blob. Yeah, that's a blob. Okay, they're coming out. There we go. Oh, no. Oh,
On. Oh, balls.
boys.
What? What?
What? Oh, spoiling. Oh, damn.
God damn!
God damn.
Time to leave.
Wait, why is it? Why are you giving me a
What?
shout out? What the fuck?
Who shot?
Who knows what goes on in that?
For real.
Well, thank you. Thank you for shout out.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're leaving. See? See, gamer. Sweaty fucking game, I mean.
Impatient.
For real, for real. It's like, I haven't played in 2 seconds. I want to play.
Put me back in, coach.
Put me back in, coach.
Put me back in.
When the gamba's allowed, you can gamble this.
Gamba.
No gumper. Search.
Corgi doesn't like gamba.
But what if? What if?
Pets. Pets. And what if?
What if?
Safe? I don't know the meaning of that.
Of
Is
course
there a
you don't.
walkie-talkie?
Don't know the meaning.
What'd you die to, Lilac?
Spider.
The spider that you killed?
They took
Oh,
each
that's
other out.
unfortunate.
cabin. No.
I don't think so. You really want to go back in there? There's so much fog and turrets and...
Let him die if he wants to die.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he fucking dies.
No.
Corgi? Okay, I got the walkie-talkie. Yeah, we're live. Is Luke pink on the map? Is that correct? Turn around. Go to your right or your left. You're going to a dead end and away from Luke. Enemy incoming.
I think he died.
He did. I didn't do it fast enough.
He had two monsters on him, so
Yeah, he... he went out
Howdy.
for nothing.
I mean he knew he knew the risks.
True.
You know the rules, and so do I.
Do I like?
Some of you
Was
may
that
die.
a foggy world?
Oh, it's fucking foggy. Foggy. We're in Silent Hill. Hooray! To the company. We love the company. Company would never fire us. Company would never betray us. Smile.
They would never ever.
They would never. The company loves us. what? I got something for you. No.
No.
That's amazing.
It's so big.
Oh my god! Why is it so fucking big?
But damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Can't even go in there. Oh, you can. Hi. Yellow.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you safe from the dogs in here? I wonder.
They wanna come in.
Shit, I think we're stuck here now. I think
Yeah.
we're stuck in the doghouse now. Oh shit. Oh
Where you
shit.
belong.
My worst nightmare, stuck in the doghouse.
Holy moly.
My worst nightmare. Thank you. Thank you. We were all stuck in the doghouse.
Woof woof.
Holy moly.
Good thing we got the teleporter, man.
Yeah, man.
We would have been stuck in there forever. How are you guys arranging?
Wow.
Have your doghouse and your chew toy. You're fine.
Lego, Lego, Lego.
Lelo.
Where did the doghouse go?
Go. Wait for me. We need to head out. I'm gonna get some food.
Oh yeah, thank you for
Yeah, go
playing.
get some food.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Please.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Pengu.
He's gone. I miss him already.
I can still hear his voice.
It's like I can still. Also, I think I can leave the call now. No, I'm still in the call.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
For foodies. Did I put that too close to the terminal?
Wait, where's the doghouse?
It's put away.
Pull it out!
Not on
wanna
this
test-
website.
I want to see if it actually works against the fucking dogs.
Oh, we don't want it there.
Hang on, I'm working on it. There you go. I think it was just because we all went in there together. Can you get out of my way? Okay, well, we have the teleporter, so you can just teleport me out. I don't know, but I want to keep it. Anyways, bolts.
Balls.
Company doghouse.
I can't yet.
The dog stays in the doghouse. Okay, it just says it's a furniture piece. It doesn't say if it does anything special. I want to use the inverse teleporter to make some room.
That brought us to March. Because you like that one.
Did you like it?
But did you like it? Fuck. Yes.
Yep.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm locked in. All the doors are locked. Thank you.
Did you like it?
Did you like it? I don't know what that's from.
Is it just something that Mouse says?
I think mouse. Yeah, I think mouse.
Or Rich? We're rich. We're rich. We're rich.
Oh no, we're rich.
Yes. Well, I don't have a walkie-talkie, bud. Alright, you gonna go? Yeah.
Ja, bitte.
Wie cool ist das bitte?
I don't understand German.
How cool is that?
How cool is that?
Yippee!
Yippee! Also, that was revenge because you never have patience and wait for us either. So,
Pink Cola and play Fortnite. They say play Fortnite.
Ja.
meine Mama hat mir einfach erlaubt, Cola zu trinken. Jetzt trinke ich Cola und zocke Fortnite. Wie cool ist das bitte? Yippee! Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Fuck it, we ball.
My God, why can't I get the angle right? There we go.
Honk honk. We're gonna summon Mika.
but we knew that the baby was there, so...
Yeah, so I got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, no baby.
I fucking hate the baby.
No.
Nah.
No. I was too busy rattling the bars on the door trying to get out.
I was too busy running for my life. But the baby
I
is
was
out.
too busy trying to teleport
The
everyone
baby is
out.
fucking out. How the fuck did the baby get out? Leave. How the fuck did
Well,
the
I
fucking
brought it
baby
out.
get out? No, the baby was still inside though.
Yeah, I would just say baby.
Yeah, we literally just got here though. So we didn't even have fucking time to warn you. She's trying to make you work hard, make it. We already have. Hold on, aren't we? 511.
But did you like it?
But did she like it? But did she like it?
Does anyone have a walkie-talkie? Okay, I'll keep an eye on you then. There is nothing if you go left and like stay on the left wall. You are on top of it. And there is nothing if you go to your left right now. Are you full or do you have one more? Okay.
You're full? But did you like it?
Your gut? You're rich? Oh, nice. Ship has 999. Okay.
over there. Oh, fuck, I finally found the way. Hi. Fuck off! Fuck off, mate! Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, we got 2 gold bars? Holy shit.
We're rich.
Rich, I say.
I had to open my office door. A certain gray kitty cat was very upset it was shut.
Did he go like... Open up! Open up!
He was sticking his arms underneath the door. And crying.
I used to have a cat. I couldn't. I had to close my door at night because I move around a lot when I sleep. And instead of like just walking away when I was moving around a lot, he would like slap me while I was sleeping. And the way I react when that happens while I'm asleep, I slap back. So I was like, oh no, you can't sleep in my bed if you're going to slap me, because in my sleep I'm going to accidentally slap you back. So he was never allowed in my bedroom when I was sleeping. So he would like stand by the door all night, meow, meow, and he would leave me a favorite choice right in front of my door. So every morning I opened the door, and there were like his favorite choice lined up. I think Lalak is about to die. I think Lalak is about to die. Oh no, he's here.
He's here.
Oh.
His keyboard just died.
Oh, okay. Okay, can we leave now?
I think so. Yeah, Ivan is really upset because Shadow left to go visit family.
Oh, now he's like, Dad left, he's never coming back.
Literally.
Never come.
He does the same thing though. Just when Shadow goes to the bathroom, he's like, "Oh, my
He's
dad!"
gone forever. He's gone forever. Never returning.
So now he's sitting in my lap and purring.
Oh, baby. How did your keyboard die?
He uses batteries.
Oh.
He died.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me. How's the
Sir,
keyboard?
don't look at me.
I don't know if your mic died, but we can't hear you.
Oh, I haven't been saying anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just quiet.
I'm just chilling.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Honk honk. Alright, let's go to the company.
The company. Yippee!
Already sent us there.
Alright, let's fly.
Thank you.
We fly.
Can't hit high notes and dum-dum-dum.
Wrong button. Wrong
I'm so
button.
proud of you.
I know.
Oh, back up.
This is my last one, by the way.
Oh, careful.
Twitch. So this was your last one?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait for Lalik to come back to life.
Maybe someday.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
We sold the company. We sold to the company. I have a gray kitty in my lap. That's about all I got. And this one I can kiss. Come here.
Oh,
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes.
I gave him
Look
kisses
up
and he left.
to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy.
You better share.
I need no sympathy. I got a bunch.
and then after she bought a bunch, I bought one more because I didn't realize that she bought a bunch.
No escape from reality. Open your eyes and see.
I can't even tell which way the sky is.
Whoa, everything is the sky. Whoa, everything is the sky if you try hiding, yo. Whoa. Whoa, bro, that made the effects even stronger. Bro, I'm actually tripping. Bro, I'm so high right now. I'm so fucking high right now, man. I'm so fucked up right now. Ooh. I'm so fucking high right now. My God, how much is in there? Okay, now it's empty. You're fucked up right now. Oh my God, holy shit. Actually tripping. Also, this was my last round. That's why I got some drugs
Yeah.
to celebrate.
Yeah.
Some-
Me too. I'm gonna go get some food.
Wait, does it not make your voice higher anymore?
I don't think so.
My voice wasn't high?
Yeah, it wasn't high.
That's stupid.
Fucked up.
That's the funniest part about it. Lethal Company devs, what the fuck? It's the funniest part.
Lethal Company dev.
Dev, okay, Dev.
Singular.
That was the funniest part of it, man.
Oh.
That was the best part of it, that it made your voice all high. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Thank you guys for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Are you
Thanks for
gonna keep
playing.
streaming? Are you gonna keep streaming? Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna send my check to you then.
And I'm
Okay,
gonna go get food.
okay, later.
I'm gonna go get ready. Yeah, get food too.
Okay, enjoy
Okay,
food,
goodbye.
everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, that was weird. No, it's weird because my mic was properly set up. So I don't know. Let me. That works. I'm checking. Oh. I'm checking the audios. Hello, man. That works. That one works. Hi, Raiden. Hi, Ruby. Long time no see you. Fuck you, Ruby. Ruby, Raven, Win. There we go. Also, hi, Winry.
This does not feel like a good round.
Look, she's playing with balls.
Yeah, the Rose heads just do not want to touch. Rose just refuses to touch herself.
Smile.
Rose just fucking refuses to touch herself. Look at this shit. Look at this. She's just not touching herself. Because she knows if she touches herself, I'm gonna get the high score.
Well, at least I like that.
Buff keeps cucking me. Yeah. She do be doing that. She was cucking me too earlier.
No, I'm not gone. Jeez. You have patience like Apen.
Okie dokie. I might have grab something to eat too. Like, eat something and come back really quickly. Oh, I listen to myself. I listen to myself more times than usually. Use. Let me put somewhere the cool. There will be blood. Man in the mirror, not his hand. Let me close some shit up because it's too much, it's too many. Wendy, whatever. Julie refer the animal of Shame Jefferson to an expedition controversy. It actually hunted the YouTube channel. Whoa. Following content might contain suicide or self-help topics. Sure. Tremendous. Yes, there is Wendy Goon.
Across one of the scariest YouTube channels I have ever seen, and I want to tell you about it. A few years back, a YouTube channel out of Japan began posting videos. Initially, the channel seemed to be a hub for obscure or lost Japanese media, with the majority of uploads being lesser-known news segments or things found in film storage facilities. But as we begin to watch the videos, something weird happens. strange disappearances, cults hidden in the mountains, rituals to contact the dead, and cursed and haunted homes. What's fascinating about this channel is any standalone video works on its own. The channel maintains its focus of being a series of standalone found footage horror movies. But when you watch them back to back, you may start to notice some things. The same dates mentioned by seemingly unrelated characters. The same signs and symbols show up again and again. And some of the questions we find can be answered by questions we find at other parts in the channel. This, in combination with its excellent tension and scares, makes every revelation we find more terrible than the last. So hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about fake documentary Q. Like I said, every video on the channel works as its own short horror film, so I'd actually come across a couple of their videos before and not realized it was part of a whole. The videos I came across were Sanctuary and Basement, two things that, again, I thought were just cool horror projects, not realizing it's a part of an even bigger cool horror project. Now, it's no secret that I'm not the best at covering this stuff. For some reason, you people like to put up with my subpar expertise, if you want to call it that, but that's especially true here considering that a lot of the extracurricular stuff for this series is just in Japanese. The series seems to have a pretty big following in Japan, judging by the comments section and all the extra blog posts and fan stuff online in Japanese. But because of that, if you're not familiar with the language, there's only so far you can go, especially considering there's multimedia tied into this YouTube channel that makes it more of an ARG, with things like in-universe blog post and even a book. That's right, Japan is so far ahead of us in scary videos that even their YouTube channels have novels. So what I want to do today is go through the YouTube channel that thankfully has English subtitles and talk about what can be picked apart from the videos themselves and what makes these scares work so well. And if you do speak Japanese and want to learn more about the story, then I'll have those links in the description. And if you don't know Japanese but still want to learn about the other stuff from the story, I've got links for that too. For one, there's a lot of great resources in the Fake Documentary Q subreddit, including user Regent Siskronos, who is currently going through the book, translating it to English one chapter at a time. And a couple English-speaking channels have covered this channel before, people like Rainbot and Nightmind, and I'll have them linked in the description as well, but one channel I really recommend you check out is Tub Spoopy Club. Spoopy Club. Yeah, she's currently uploading parts of an analysis of this series, but unlike me, she speaks Japanese and is incorporating her knowledge from the book into her analysis. So I highly recommend you check out her channel, and also at the time of recording, she only has 141 subscribers, so show her some love if you could. And also before we begin, show me some love if you could and also want to. That's because the Manhunt collection is currently available at Wendigoon.shop and will only be available for like less than 2 weeks. So get the t-shirt, journal, WIU hat, and jacket while you can. And also for Black Friday, you can get in on the cryptid enamel pins. This was a fun drop a lot of y'all seem to like, so until Monday, you can get it for half off. That's right, half off its original price, and if you order now, it'll be there in time for Christmas, but there's only a limited supply, so get in while you can. And as always, if you decide to support by picking up some merch, it means the world. I really appreciate you all. And who I also appreciate is the sponsors of these videos who make sure I can still make a living, even if I have to say things like suicide a lot, which I'm going to have to do in this video a lot, which I should also probably mention trigger warning for that in this video because it's a Japanese online horror story, so of course there's going to be a lot of that, but it's going to be cool, I promise. Well, not that the suicide will be cool, the videos will be around it. That is decidedly not cool, of course. And something that's really not cool is not taking care of your body. I know it's the holiday season, I know we're all traveling to see friends and family and finish up with year-end jobs, but that should be all the more reason to stay on top of your health, not ignore it. Thankfully, today's sponsor, AG1, is here to help. That's because AG1 is the daily health. Watch a few videos before you let me ruin the surprise. Like I said earlier, Basement and Sanctuary are great, but you should also check out Passengers or Film Inferno. All of those are some of my favorites. As a matter of fact, the quality in those videos, especially Film Inferno, combined with some of the actors we see in this series who are actors in mainstream Japanese horror films, let you know that this is a production far beyond most scary YouTube channels. So let's begin with our first video titled cursed video. The text on screen from the Q channel tells us that this was archived footage from a TV company. Again, the Q channel itself seems to be a sort of archive. So what we're about to watch is something that was meant for a TV network but was never aired for some reason. The crew from this TV station was investigating a rumor that they found mentioned on several forums. The rumor being that there's a VHS tape at this store that if you watch it, it will kill you. So a network director and a cameraman go to this store to investigate the urban legend. After they can't find it on the shelves themselves, they ask the young clerk, who doesn't know what they're talking about. The clerk calls his manager, who wasn't supposed to come in today, but on hearing these guys are looking for the video that kills you, decides to come in. When the manager gets there, he seems to be familiar with the tape that the two men are talking about. One great thing about this video that will stay consistent throughout the series is their attention to detail. In whatever format they're trying to mimic, they adopt all the tales of it. The way every secondary figure's face is censored, the way the shelves and advertisements are censored, the way the cameraman hides the camera until the manager consents to being filmed. It all makes you feel like this is really something that was going to be put on a network. Eventually, digging around in the office, the manager finds the old tape, which sure enough has a giant label across the front of it that says if you watch it, you'll die. So of course, while standing around next to a VCR, the guys decide to watch it. The manager says that there's a specific sequence in the video that is said to be the part that kills you. Otherwise, it seems to be a pretty run-of-the-mill, low-budget horror movie. But the sequence in question is certainly odd, as all it shows is 3 black and white portraits. The first portrait is too dark to make out, while the other 2 seem to be wake portraits, or in other words, the kind of picture that is placed at someone's funeral. So perhaps viewing these 3 dead people is what causes you to die. After they watch it, the store manager says that he was the one who wrote the note on the tape. Not for anything nefarious, just as a marketing gimmick. He said the tape wasn't getting rented a lot, so he decided to put the note on it to draw attention, and then let out a post online saying that there's a specific sequence that kills you if you watch it. The manager went as far to add the first black and white portrait. Then after the video was rented several times, more people added more portraits, keeping the joke and rumor going, but eventually people lost interest and the myth died out. So an interesting segment for a TV crew, right? There's a rumor online that this video kills you, and it turns out the guy selling it said that just to make it popular. Well, when it seems the segment is over, the channel tells us some more information. It says that shortly after this was filmed, the director and cameraman died, and we're shown more footage of their interview with the manager, where we see the director bought the tape off of the manager. We then learned that this footage of the TV crew, as well as the original VHS tape, were found in the TV company's archive. So we then, after a warning, see the clip in question. After which, in the final moments of the video, we hear a conversation between the director and cameraman before they left the video store, in which the director notes that the manager said there's 4 photographs in the sequence now, but the director and cameraman only counted 3, and with that, Cursed Video ends. Cursed Video is a setup we're all familiar with. There's a haunted tape that if you watch it, you're going to die, and the TV crew checked it out and it turned out to be a marketing stunt. But then they died. So that's weird, right? Why, if this was something the manager just made up so the video would get rented, why did it actually happen? Things to keep in mind for later. Our next video, Strange Messages, is about an odd cassette tape that was sent in to the network. Considering we're told this from captions on screen we'll see throughout the series, we can assume that this network is the Q channel itself. Attached to the cassette tape is a voice message. A woman says that 30 years ago, she began to receive weird prank calls in the middle of the night. So she went to the police, who recommended she kept an answering machine to record what was being said. And this cassette tape is simply a compilation of those recordings. And some of the things she was sent are weird. Some of it's just weird tones and music. Some of it is people asking and calling out, and never the same voice twice. Others are people repeating phrases or numbers over and over, like one that continuously says 6451. And in some instances, it just sounds like suffering. Now once again, I don't speak Japanese, but commenters who do seem to agree that something is being mumbled here about a mirror, saying phrases like, "It's in the mirror." And that's all this video is, just some weird things recorded back in the 90s. So for now, we'll go to the next video. What the deceased left behind. In this video, we follow the perspective of a group of friends who are hiking to the top of a mountain. They're hiking in honor of their friend, Naoto. Naoto was an avid hiker who one day hiked up this mountain and took his own life by overdose. So once a year, this group of friends hiked to the place where his body was discovered and leave flowers. His friends believed that he was going through a mental crisis prior to his death, as he began to say things like he was seeing ghosts. They also remarked that his body was found without any of his belongings, something that's weird considering how far out he would have had to have hiked to get to the place where his body was found. Eventually, his friends make it to the memorial and leave a bouquet of flowers. They have a moment of prayer and silence, and all seems to be well, or at least mostly well. See, if you pay attention to a lot of the subtleties in the dialogue of this series, you'll start to notice some clues. Some of them are so subtle, I can't tell if I'm just making stuff up. But I don't think so, because other equally subtle instances later in the series turn out to be clues to whole new discoveries. So at the risk of being paranoid, which is pretty much my job description, his friends are kind of weird. Like, for example, they mention at the beginning that they do this every year. But during the hike itself, they seem very unprepared. They're out of shape, they're panting, they're asking which way to go. And then after they leave the flowers at the memorial, it gets even more weird, because they seem confused on what to do next. Asking if they should take the flowers, if they should leave them, if they should stop recording. Again, just little things that seem out of place for a group of people that are coming up here for their friend and supposedly do it a lot. This is made even more weird by what happens next. If you'll remember, Naoto was found without any of his belongings. Well, one of the friends suggests that maybe they should clean up the litter around the memorial. And as they do, somehow, they come across Naoto's bag, which they mentioned earlier that there was a whole police investigation around this. If that bag was lying 20 feet away, they would have found it. And not only is it suddenly here now for them to find, but it is in a much better condition than it actually would be if it was just sitting out here for years. Regardless, they go through the bag and find a camera, books, and something that's blurred out. And this video ends by showing us a slideshow of what was found on the camera. A lot of it's normal, pictures of the mountain, pictures of nature. At 7 minutes and 4 seconds, there is this weird image of what might be a cave. But more importantly, there are two pictures that stands out. One is a picture of another hiker walking away. This would be mostly normal if not for the fact that Naoto's friends say this looks exactly like him. So does this mean someone else had Naoto's camera and took a picture of him right before he died? And if so, why would Naoto have given it to them? Why would it wind up back in his backpack? But most alarming is the last picture we see. A picture that simply shows us this: a giant column of smoke making its way up the trail.
Yippee!
Supposedly towards Naoto. This was the last photo taken before his death. The bottom of the smoke almost appears as legs. Perhaps this thing looked like a person initially, or appeared as a person until the photograph was taken. Whatever this is, Naoto wasn't alone out here. Maybe he was right when he said he saw ghosts. And with that, this video ends. Now, up until this point, nothing explicitly supernatural has happened yet. Obviously, it was implied in the first video that the director and cameraman were cursed for watching the video, but they just died. We didn't see a ghost or anything. Well, this is the first time of something that will continue to happen throughout this channel. There are ghosts, or demons, or something in between. The supernatural certainly exists in this world, but it exists in weird ways. All we can ask ourselves for now is what really happened to Naoto. Our next video is titled Exorcism, and it's being filmed by a psychic and his cameraman who perform exorcisms. The text tells us that this was being recorded as advertisement for the psychic's business, which, funny enough, this fictional psychic actually has a website you can check out that advertises his exorcism services as a fun little tie-in to this ARG's world. Also, something else in this series that's on display in this video is the uncanny ability of every actor they hire. Because you never see repeat actors, at least I don't think you do. So for each of these videos, they have to get a whole new cast, and every time they blow me away. Like, never once am I taken out of the scene because the acting is bad, except for explicit instances where they want me to be taken out of the scene because the acting is bad. Like here you have a psychic who's taking his job very seriously, walking up with a hired cameraman who couldn't care less. And look at how that interaction plays out.
21分ぐらいいやもうええからとりあえず
Like, I don't know where they find these guys at, but it works every time. The two come to the house and are greeted by a couple. The husband and wife believe that the wife may be possessed. They say that she has uncontrollable swings of emotion and violence. They've been to hospitals and shrines, but no one can help them. Until eventually, a family member recommended the psychic services. The psychic asked to take a look around their house, and as he moves through the walls, the outside, you're probably asking some questions about him. Given the fact that he's hired a cameraman to advertise his business, you probably think this guy's a phony. At least that's the impression I had when I first watched this video. However, regardless if he's a phony or not, he's about to walk into something very real. After checking out the house, the psychic tells the couple that the wife is in fact possessed, but it's not that bad. He says the gates of the house are covered in various spiritual symbols, and it's allowed the house to be an open gateway for wandering spirits. Well, most of these spirits simply enter the house and do nothing, because they don't see the people as a viable host. But the spirit that's attached itself to her is a lost kid, someone who's just afraid as she is, and someone who it won't be hard to ask to leave. So the psychic gets his gear together and begins to perform an exorcism. Sure enough, as the exorcism begins, the woman begins to cry. It's hard to tell at what point she's crying or the spirit inside of her is crying or laughing. Again, the acting is top notch. But then suddenly, something changes. Something the psychic didn't expect. She suddenly begins screaming and kicking. The husband tries to help, but he's thrown into the wall. She shouts and yells. Both the psychic and the cameraman are terrified. And in the final moments of the video, in desperation, the psychic simply says, "This is wrong. We failed." The "we failed" line is haunting. Normally, you would expect an exorcist in these scenarios to say something like, "We have to try something else," or "This isn't going well." But to say "we failed" sounds like it's irrecoverable. Whatever's happened here is something powerful. And if you pause the video at just the right time, you can see what that something is. Because as soon as the freakout begins, you see this. This does not appear to be the spirit of a lost boy. If the psychic was right and this house had been an open gateway that spirits could just walk into, then perhaps this lost boy was only inside of the woman to hide from whatever this is. There's greater forces at play that even those who know of the supernatural aren't aware of. Also, this kind of thing happens through the series constantly. There are a ton of secret background images or faces that are terrifying. There are two, I will point out as we get to them, that are awful and have made me lose sleep. And I don't even say that to be like, oh, they're so frightening that you won't be able to sleep. No, like, they're a distinct visual of something in the shadows that when I'm laying in bed at night, I'm almost more frustrated and scared. And I keep thinking about a stupid face in a stupid corner. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Boiling One ARG by Dr. Nobody. That like the face that peers over the bed and it says like, "Oh, when you go to sleep at night, you'll think of me and that will summon me." For like a week, I would be laying in bed at night and I would think about that line and have to be like, I guess I'm awake for another 10 minutes just looking at the corners. Isn't this great? This is fun. I love scary videos. Did I call him Dr. Nobody? I mean Dr. Nowhere. He knows who he is. You know what? Dr. Nobody, because I want to sleep. And again, any of these videos, like the one we just watched, Exorcism, you can turn on that cool little 12-minute horror story at a party and it works. Everyone understands it. Psychic goes to a house, exorcism goes wrong. But there's always something happening in the background that adds up to the whole. That doesn't mean a casual watch isn't appreciated, because it certainly is, and is terrifying. Our next video is titled House of Mirrors, and true to the name, the video opens with a guy walking through a house recording a bunch of mirrors. At first, we don't know why he's doing this. It seems he's walking through a house someone is living in and is just away from. We get some details as to who might be living in this house when we see things like a kid's toilet seat attached to the larger toilet seat, or a walker in the shower. Perhaps a family lived here, but for whatever reason they're gone, and now a bunch of mirrors are in their place. At 1 minute and 51 seconds in, our videographer shows himself in the bathroom mirror. What's interesting is he's wearing a shirt that's written in English, but it's easy for us to read left to right. Normally in this situation, if you were holding up a camera facing a mirror, then the image in the camera would be reversed. In other words, the shirt should be backwards, but because the shirt isn't backwards, that means the video file itself that we're watching has been mirrored. Left and right's getting mixed up is actually something we'll see a few times throughout this series. As he continues to film the house, the channel tells us that the videographer was hired to film all of the mirrors in the home. And we're told the house was previously inhabited by a husband, a wife, and the wife's mother who had dementia. Until one day, the mother with dementia disappeared, and the wife became convinced that her mother was in a mirror. Again, it's evident in the video itself, but this series does such a great job at its tension and build-up. First, we have no idea why this guy is filming mirrors, and then we hear that a woman disappeared and someone else was convinced that she's in the mirror. So now, every time we see a mirror, every time the camera glances past one, we're looking for details, trying to make out someone in the background. Eventually, while in the top floor of the house, while the videographer is filming a mirror, the door behind him flies open. He freaks out and turns around to see that there's another mirror propped up in the now open closet. The two mirrors are now facing each other. If one mirror can hold a person, then what can two repeating mirrors hold within them? This freaks the cameraman out and he runs out of the house. However, after his footage ends, the channel takes us back and shows us a couple of things we might have missed. Particularly that in the background of two of the mirror shots, just as we feared, we can see the image of a little girl standing at the back of the room and a tall man in a suit. Both of their faces obscured. Some people, because of the suit coat, tied the tall man to the image we saw in the cursed video, the darkened portrait of the guy in the suit in the segment that's supposed to kill you if you watch it. But don't worry, we'll be seeing more of these two later. All we need to know for now is that the wife seems to be right. There was something in the mirrors. Our next video, Bivouac, follows the perspective of an outdoor vlogger. Specific locations get censored out in the series, but from what we can see, she seems to be hiking through the countryside of Japan. It seems that her plan is to make her way to a lodge further up the mountain before night. However, as she's walking through the woods, she seems to get lost, eventually becoming panicked, unsure of what way to turn. This leads her to getting so lost that she has no other option than to set up camp for the night, which I just have to say, I understand she's an outdoor vlogger and probably camps out by herself a lot and all, but she is way too comfortable with this. Like, she goes from freaking out to panicking to having no idea where she's at to just, oh well, this spot's fine. She vlogs the whole process of setting up the tent. At one point, she points through the trees and says that she sees the moon, although I'm not entirely convinced that's a moon. And then as she's laying in her tent, reading before bed, filming all the while, she hears something outside of her tent. She crawls out of her tent and shines the light in the direction she heard. Before us, we see 3 large tape sticks held together by a large pink ribbon. These sticks were not there when she made the tent, which means while she was lying there, someone walked right next to her and tied these together for some reason. Perhaps to mark her for something, perhaps as some kind of ritual or spell. Whatever it is, she does the smart thing and gets out of there. However, after making it to safety, she decided to go back and review her footage. And at one point in the footage, when she was trying to decide which way to go, she hears this. A voice was calling out to her, leading her in the wrong direction. While she seems to have made it out, some force in the darkness was working against her. I like how varied a lot of the scares in the videos are. Sometimes it's an exorcist with a giant demon thing behind him, and other times it's just a woman waking up in the night to see that there are sticks tied next to her tent. Both are scary for their own reasons, but Q does such a great job at making both fit into their narrative. Our next video is titled Obscure, and this video simply takes us through a series of blog posts made by someone who calls himself Orange Robinson. Orange's last blog post was made on November 25th, 2011. In this blog post, he said that he couldn't take it anymore, that he sees faces everywhere, even in the clouds as pictured here, which to us just looks like normal clouds. To explain how Orange got to this point, we then rewind to a year
Fucking Orange.
prior, November of 2010. In November of 2010, Orange was posting about a new job he got editing photos for some development company. He says that the weirdest job he got was from a client who remained anonymous. This client simply requested to have a face largely plastered over a picture of a family, and the face looked like this. It's hard to tell exactly what we're looking at, if this face is a digital distortion or some kind of glitch, or if the person being pictured has some kind of deformity or burn. It's a weird request, but Orange's boss says it's probably fine, so Orange does it, simply making the image of the face kind of transparent and laying it over the picture of the family. This seems to be what the client wanted, because over the next 5 months, they requested this 74 more times, taking other family photographs and requesting the same face to be added on top of them. The client kept paying, so they kept doing it for a while. Eventually, Orange's boss developed a sort of paranoia. He began to see this face everywhere he went, so he tells Orange to respond to the client, turning them down. To which Orange receives a final email that simply says, "Thank you for everything," and attached is an image of a family now all wearing the same disfigured face. The boss's paranoia worsens and the company shuts down. And as we saw from Orange's blog post at the beginning of this video, it seems he didn't do too great either. That's all we get out of this video, but what could it mean? Was this just some client who was mad at a family and wanted to throw this gross picture over their image? Or if some have speculated, perhaps the client was the disfigured person and wanted their image lazily put on top to feel like they were a part of a family. But if that was the case, then the final image throws that theory out the window, because they send back a picture that if this is just about image distortion, they can clearly do themselves. There's something more nefarious happening here, and why did the client want Orange to be the one who did it? Our next video, Sanctuary, has to be one of the most popular from the whole channel. We're thrown into the perspective of a man running at night, clearly out of breath and panicked. From the timestamp in the camera he's holding, we can see that it's February 4th of 2012. He runs to his car and throws the camera on the dash. As he begins to back away, his friend comes running out of the darkness, just as panicked as our driver is. The friend begins yelling, saying that the driver was going to leave him, and it seems from the conversation that they did leave a friend behind. The driver remarks that all that matters now is to get out of here and then call the police. We don't know what the men saw in the darkness, but it's certainly something dangerous. We're then treated to what is the slowest getaway ever. See, they're on the side of a mountain road at night. There's not enough room to turn around, and it's too dark to easily see where you're going. So in order to not drive off the side of a cliff, they've got to go backwards at like 3 miles an hour, but this low tension leads to some great moments. Like for example, at one point while they're backing up, they hit something. The friend gets out to check what they hit, which I have no idea why you would get out of the car. After the friend checks, he gets back in the car and tells the driver to just keep going. And the slow reverse leads to this really cool shot. As it's revealed, they hit someone in the road, someone whose body was likely already lying there. And judging by the friend's reaction, this doesn't seem to be the other friend they left behind, but it's instead someone that neither of the two know. Just as we're wondering what could possibly be happening in these woods, we're given an answer as our driver begins to turn. Men in white outfits similar to PPE or painter suits with lifeless plastic masks stand around the sides of the road. The men begin to scream and panic as 2 of the white suits walk to either side of the car. Seems the 2 men didn't lock the car, which once again, combined with getting out of the car, excellent survival instincts, as the white suits rip open the door and tear the 2 men out, to which we can hear them pleading for their life before they're killed. Someone, likely one of the people in the white suits, gets in the car and begins to drive it forward towards the direction where the video began. As he's driving, we see that another white suit is dragging the body the men ran over earlier back up the mountain. The suits likely threw this body out here as a roadblock. Once this driver gets back to the car's original position, we see more people in the same strange outfit come walking out of the woods. At the same time, the radio begins to speak. A voice begins to repeat numbers. The numbers are 8673. This driver then notices the camera grabbing it, at which our video ends. And once again, this worked so well as a standalone horror story. A couple guys driving down a dark road at night come across what seems to be a cult or some kind of ritual, and then they're killed by whatever group is out here in the woods. But as it relates to the whole, we've had some hints of something being off in the woods. From the hiker that died up there having a picture of a ghost coming up the trail, or the vlogger who was clearly being followed by someone who tied those branches outside of her tent. Perhaps this cult we see in Sanctuary is responsible for these things, or they're just one of several weird things happening in the forest at this time, which, spoilers, it's the latter. Our next video, Flower Offering, shows us news reporters conducting street interviews. They're asking people what they're upset about, what's one thing about their life they wish they could change. Most of their answers are normal until they get to someone who identifies as Mr. S. Mr. S says that if he could change anything, he would stop whoever it is from leaving flowers at his door every week. Seemingly, the news crew decides that's more interesting than whatever they were doing and follows him home. We learn that Mr. S is away from his family on a business trip, and while he's been staying in an apartment in the city, every week someone has left a bouquet of flowers. When the crew gets to his apartment, they see that this has annoyed him to the point that he has a sign taped to his door asking someone to stop leaving flowers. Now, initially, you may hear this and think, I mean, who cares? They're flowers, right? If anything, it's nice. But two things. For one, if you don't know anyone in the place you're staying, you're just there for business, then it's definitely someone who doesn't know you who's bringing you flowers. And to make it even more alarming, the kind of flowers he is being given are specifically funeral flowers, so this could be some kind of threat. He still has the last bundle of flowers in the trash can, so the news crew takes it out and looks at it. While tearing apart the binding at the base of the bouquet, they see that wrapped inside of the paper is a shredded photograph. So they put the pieces back together and see that it's a photo of 3 kids. And the face of the middle kid has been rubbed off. Mr. S doesn't recognize these kids. Regardless, it makes the situation all the more alarming. The news crew asks if they can put up a camera, and Mr. S agrees. For a week, the news crew watches the camera and nothing happens. They see Mr. S come and go from work, and the only person who interacts with the door is an upstairs neighbor who, when passing by, just looks at the sign on the door and looks at the camera and goes about their day. It seems that the camera worked in deterring whoever this was from leaving another bouquet of flowers, but coincidentally, that means they couldn't catch it on camera. Since they can't dedicate all of their time to this, they decide to end the investigation. So they go to see Mr. S and tell him that although they have to leave, he can keep the camera, and he thanks them, and they're on about their way. As they're leaving, he even leans over the balcony and waves down to them. And that's the end of the video, but if you pay attention, there's more happening here. Because after they're saying goodbye to Mr. S, if you look over his shoulder, there's a shadow sitting at the table behind him. Furthermore, in the final shot as he's waving down to them, you can see the same silhouette, tall and imposing, just out of sight. This is similar to the shadowy figure we saw in Exorcism, or the image of the ghost and what the deceased left behind. The world of fake documentary Q is one full of spirits, and it seems one of them has found their way into Mr. S's apartment. Considering we didn't see any ghost when they first got to his apartment, we can assume that something changed. Perhaps putting the picture back together, or perhaps preventing a new bouquet of flowers from arriving caused the spirit to come out. Perhaps whoever was leaving the flowers wasn't doing it out of malice, but as a way to appease whatever entity was in the apartment. In the final text of the video, we learned that Mr. S moved out of the apartment shortly afterwards. So we can assume after the news crew's visit, things got worse. Also, there's another weird detail. Look at the bouquet of flowers that Mr. S received. This is the exact same bouquet of flowers that was left at the memorial and what the deceased left behind. So of course, the question you ask is why? All things to keep in mind for now. The next video is titled The Visit. We learn from the text on screen that there is a small village that has a ritual. The ritual can only take place shortly after someone from the village has died. For 7 days, the body must be placed in a house and mourners come to mourn over the corpse. The head mourner must see that all of this is carried out in diligence, and all the ritual procedures are followed to code. At the end of a week, a spirit will enter the house and judge the ritual. If the ritual was performed correctly, This allows the head mourner to speak to the underworld, even use their powers to kill a target of their choosing. If the ritual is not performed correctly, then the spirits take the soul of the head mourner instead. So our perspective for this video is a camera that's been set up to record the ritual. We see several people coming in to do their mourning. We see the head mourner checking the cameras. At night, when no one's around, we notice some strange things. A wind seems to blow in and move the cloth away from the dead face. At one point, the body convulses as if something is in its chest. On the final day, we see that a sort of black ooze begins to emanate from the corpse's head, and we see that it's time for judgment to occur. The head mourner takes the camera, now holding it in his hand, and goes to inspect the body. As he pulls off the face cloth, we see that the face is now a decomposed mess with this ooze seeping out of it, which I'm not an expert in Japanese rituals, but if I had to guess, that means the spirits aren't happy. The head mourner realizes this and begins to panic as spirits fill the inside of the house. He runs, seeing them everywhere, eventually trying to shut the door as a hand reaches out to stop him, and the video ends. So what we see here is a failed ritual. There's different reasons for why it could have failed. There's several instances where the head mourner comes to the camera to check on it, and he seems more annoyed by the whole process than actually mourning. Or perhaps because they left a window open at night that caused a wind to blow the napkin away from the face, that was disrespectful to the body, and that's why they failed. Either way, it didn't work, and we can assume that the mourner was taken. However, there's another detail to this video you might have missed. The house that they are in is the same house from Exorcism, the one where the lady was convinced she was possessed by a young child and then the exorcism went wrong. As a matter of fact, the same room the exorcism takes place in is the same one that the body's laid in here. And as a matter of fact, compared to the people around the body looks pretty small. So perhaps the body we see in the visit is the body of a child whose soul was left in the house after the ritual went wrong, and that also explains why the exorcism went wrong. This was something far more complicated than just a lost boy. There were darker forces at play in the house with the psychic. Regardless, the visit is another look into the supernatural elements of this world. Our next video arguably doesn't have any supernatural elements at all, but is still very creepy. Our next video, The Portrait, comes from a television segment that aired on a local news network. The news network was recording the daily life of people in Japan for little 1 to 2 minute bumpers to air on the network. One of the episodes they did was about a husband and wife. The husband was a retired cop and police sketch artist who is now suffering from the early stages of dementia. This is intercut with the director of this segment, someone referred to as Director N, giving her experience about filming the old couple. She says they were there for a collective 7 days over the course of a month. And this was just supposed to be about their daily routine, getting up in the morning, what they make for dinner. That is until the director noticed an odd pattern. Every day, Hideo, the husband, would go on a walk for 7 to 8 hours. He would leave in the morning and come home just before dark around 5 p.m. This is obviously weird because, as mentioned, Hideo has dementia, so maybe not great to let him wander around by himself. And also, where do you go on a walk for 8 hours? Or at least, how do you do that every day? The director asked the wife how she felt about this, and the wife said that anytime she texts or calls, he answers right away, and he likes being outside, so it doesn't concern her. After Hideo gets home, they eat dinner, and then after dinner, he sketches. Again, this makes sense as he was previously a police sketch artist. However, he always sketches faces. When asked about the faces, Hideo just says they're people he met a long time ago. The director theorizes that perhaps these are faces his brain remembers from his time as a sketch artist. This would make sense considering several of the faces seem to be in a state of distress or perhaps a state of anger. But on its own, it's nothing too alarming. The husband goes on long walks and then draws in the evenings. So the news crew ends their filming, but after they leave, something weird happens. The wife contacts the director and says that shortly after they left, Hideo went on a walk, never came home. Again, something that was probably inevitable if you were letting a guy with dementia go on a walk for the equivalent of a whole workday. So the director helped the wife get Hideo put on the missing persons list. However, while looking at the recent missing persons reports, the director noticed something alarming. Several of the people recently reported as missing in the region were eerily similar to sketches that Hideo had drawn. Even more alarming, these people were reported missing after Hideo had made the sketches. The director speculates that perhaps while out on these walks, he found a body dump, and because of his dementia was unable to report it, but instead remembered the faces and wrote them down before the persons were reported missing. So the director gets Hideo's sketchbook and looks through it. She realizes that the final drawing is of his own face, meaning the night before Hideo disappeared, in this sketchbook, he drew his own face. There's a few theories as to what's going on here. For one, taking it out of the supernatural context, taking it out of the context of the series around it, this could just be a serial killer. He's a former cop who plays up his dementia and goes out for 8 hours a day looking for victims. He kills them, comes home, and draws the face before the families even report them missing. And in the end, perhaps he was going to take his life, so he drew his own face and left the house, never to be seen again. In the context of the supernatural, perhaps he was receiving visions. Maybe he saw these people's faces before they disappeared. Or maybe there was a spot at the mountain or out in the forest that he would walk to every day and see new people walking into the forest. Knowing that they were soon to disappear, he drew their face and eventually decided that he would become a part of whatever was out in the woods as well, drawing his face before he joined it. Videos like this do a good job at giving you just enough to speculate with, but never enough to be conclusive. There's a lot of questions and there might be answers, but we just can't be sure of them. So now we move into the last video of season 1, Last Countdown, which that's another thing to mention. At the beginning and end of each of these uploads, there's little bumpers that show us what episode we're on. And so far, everything we've seen has been from season 1, which means season 1 consists of 12 episodes. Well, for this 12th episode,
Wow, like
Last
an anime.
Countdown, we're shown 12 pieces of this supposedly haunted media. The first clip was submitted to a paranormal documentary, but was rejected. The reason it was rejected is while a group of guys were exploring an abandoned building, they came across a man's head. That's all the context we get for that one, and we're on to the next tape. This one is called Trafong Pitta, and looking at people talk about it online, this one seems to bother viewers a lot. And all it is a sort of disjointed cutout animation with that word repeated over and over. As the upload says, this tape itself has never been shown in any TV guide and seemingly was never aired. I think the reason this one bothers a lot of people that watch it is because it is weirdly reminiscent of a lot of early 2000s like TV bumpers, especially between educational segments. Like I feel like I saw a bunch of stuff like this on Animal Planet or Discovery. So because it's in a place in the user's mind that they're probably familiar with but can't remember that well, it identifies itself to your brain as being familiar, but there's something clearly wrong with it. It's like a reverse nostalgia. Well, what is the opposite of nostalgia? Desiderium. What on earth? Okay, well, trauma. I guess that would be the opposite of nostalgia, but what is desiderium? A feeling of ardent longing or desire, especially for something lost. I mean, kind of, a little bit. That's a good word, I'm keeping it. The next clip is called Butterfly Scotoma. A butterfly is, a butterfly, and a scotoma is the medical term for a blind spot. This supposedly came from a relaxation DVD that was sold in 2004. However, viewers complained that the DVD did the opposite of relaxation, and instead made people sick and nauseous. We're shown a clip from the DVD that just shows a waveform of a piano being played, and then when the keys are reversed, the waveform is seemingly upset by this. For whatever reason, this led to a lot of people falling ill. The next clip is called Nanami is Home. The text tells us that a widower sent in this footage after his wife died, and according to him, someone sent him this footage over and over. Footage of what seems to be a silhouette, similar to the ghostly apparitions we've seen up until this point, leaning around a corner. The widower says that Nanami is back from the afterlife, this man believing this clip to be of his dead wife. We then get a message across the screen that just says, "We do not have a kid at first place." Now you may think this is in reference to the clip we just saw. Perhaps the husband is saying the two of them don't have a kid, but the "we" here isn't in quotations. This seems to be the Q channel speaking directly to us, and we're in the middle of the countdown, so first place probably refers to the countdown, right? So why would they randomly tell us there's not a kid in the first place of the video we're watching? The next clip comes from a segment involving the filming of a nightclub that aired on TV. According to the staff at the station, if you look at the clip for a moment, you can see the image of a red-faced man, someone who the staff referred to as Ogiwara-san. And that's all this clip is, just the staff saying there's this red face in footage they aired. Now, Ogiwara is a name within Japan, so does this mean that they just picked a random name and assigned it to this face? Or, as we've seen with hints of the dead coming back to life in apparitions, maybe the staff knew someone named Ogiwara and for whatever reason believes this to be them. The next clip is, in my opinion, the most bizarre from this episode. It's called Must Not Watch Video Art, and we're told that it's an animation that was made by a 14-year-old boy. The boy had a terminal illness and died shortly after making this. In honor of him and in respect for creating an animation at such a young age, this animation was shown in various schools. However, this animation caused hysteria in students that viewed it. All this animation shows, and I'll let you figure out your own symbolism for it, is drawn characters over live action video of a beach. There is a red shape with one eye that builds things and changes other things. A blue circle whose only defining features is red lips and legs walks up and we see the red shape look at it. We then see both of the shapes before a large spiky yellow shape before the blue shape is changed to red and contorted. We then see the red shape come out of the previously blue shape, meaning the red shape changed it from the inside. And then we see this real abstract thing with like spinning circles and a yellow shape falling, and have fun with that. Our next video is called Sky. Physical copies of this video pop up periodically online and always sell for high dollar amounts. The footage itself is of two younger guys, simply called A and B. It seems that what they're recording is a sort of self-promo, perhaps to get themselves on TV or for their own comedy duo. And the text on screen theorizes that perhaps the reason this always sells for high dollar amounts whenever it pops up online is because years later the boys are embarrassed by this and make sure to buy it before anyone else can. Which is an amusing explanation, and nothing in the video is weird, so then why is it on this list? Why is this considered a cursed video? Why is it titled Sky? The next video is titled The Voice of the Dead. We're told this is a recording that was left behind by a religious family. Title on it reading 1986, July the 3rd, Voice of the Dead. And the audio sounds like this. Overlaid on this audio is footage of what appears to be several men on computers in a laboratory or office room. And overlaid with this, we see a silhouette standing in a doorway. We don't know how these visuals connect to it yet, but if this is a recording from the dead, it sounds like a recording from hell. What does it mean by a religious family? It says that it was left behind by a religious family who lived there. Where is there? And also, in Japan, they write dates from greatest to least. So in other words, year, month, day. So July 3rd, 1986 would be written as 1986-73, 86-73, or 8673. The same numbers we heard on the radio in Sanctuary. So does that mean these two are connected? Is this religion the family was a part of the same one we see in the woods in Sanctuary? Once again, things to keep in mind. Our next clip has a strange opening, as it shows us the word glove, but written in a calligraphy that shows faces on the letters themselves. Despite the word glove, this clip is titled To Not Look in the Eyes. It says that this video was stored in a temple, and it was there because it was said to have a bad influence on the eyes. When we see the clip itself, it's rather unremarkable. We see three guys smoking and drinking, standing around a jungle fire. This, in combination with the gloves they're wearing, makes it seem as if they're just getting warmed up while talking. However, if you look at some of the details, something is off. We can hear cicadas in the background. It seems to be a warm summer day around them. On top of this, they don't look like they're trying to stay warm, judging from the rest of the clothes they're wearing. And the gloves they're wearing seem to be large asbestos gloves. Gloves made to grab something hot or prevent physical contact with something. Perhaps what we're witnessing here isn't men trying to get warm, but instead, men who are trying to burn something. And of course, most strikingly, the top of the entire video is covered in a black bar. Text on screen then tells us that this black bar was put here so we would not look in their eyes. What is this video a clip of? Why was it found in a temple? And why can't we look in the men's eyes? Our next clip has a default title of DSCF007.AVI. We're told that the camera with this footage was recovered from a car accident that killed its driver. The car itself was stolen, and the identity of the driver, supposedly the one who stole the car, is unknown, but what we're watching appears to be footage recorded before the theft. This footage shows our cameraman hiding in the bushes as two other people walk down a road at night towards a running car. It's almost as if our cameraman is preying on them, waiting for his moment to steal the vehicle. This seems to be confirmed when text tells us that one of the two men shown walking towards the car was later identified as the vehicle's owner. 1 hour after this, there's more footage of the cameraman walking through the forest at night, panting, filming the trees above him before the clip abruptly cuts. So somehow the person recording stole the vehicle and crashed it and died. Or perhaps there's a different explanation. It's hard to make out in the clip, but maybe the two guys that are walking in front of the car are the two people from Sanctuary who try to make an escape in the car. We never see the model of car that the two were in Sanctuary, but perhaps the one we see on the roadway is the same. If that's the case, and this camera was found in a wrecked car, then perhaps the camera and body were placed in the car by the cult. I mean, for all we know, maybe the cameraman in this clip is the dead body that was ran over by the two men in Sanctuary, and this clip catches their final moments right before the attack. Our next clip is called How Many Laps Until Harutakon? We're told that this is a cursed video from a university, and that Harutakon is a student at that university that recently killed himself. We're shown an image that is captioned, "A painting that brings you misfortune." This is accompanied with a lot of strange shots. People standing looking down at the camera, a shot of someone sitting on the floor wearing a mask that is very similar to the masks we see in Sanctuary, a shot of someone looking down at the camera with these large, empty eyes, and then finally the message, "How many laps until Harutakon?" It almost implies that whoever's making this is trying to show enough images or enough laps until they get to the person who recently died. It's as if they understand there's something about this repetition that allows a gateway, similar to the visit. If the ritual is performed right, you can communicate with the underworld. And then our final clip for this video is footage of a funeral portrait. One of the same funeral portraits shown all the way back in the first video, cursed video, as a part of the sequence that supposedly kills you if you watch it. This is clever because the whole idea is we're watching a bunch of cursed videos, and then at the end we see the image that we learned at the beginning of the series kills you if you watch it, telling us that we all just watched a big curse video. Oops. It also makes us ask something about the Q channel as a whole. If all it takes to make a cursed video that if you watch it something bad happens to you, if all that takes is taking 12 cursed videos and putting them together and then showing this image of someone that succumbed to the curse at the end, well then look at the Q YouTube channel. Again, this was the end of season 1, so this was their 12th video, and sure enough, it ends with that image. So congratulations, you're all cursed. Have fun. So season 1 of the series was incredibly strong. There's a lot of the unexplainable, but just enough clues to keep us guessing. There's things that are creepy but could have an explanation, like portrait, and then there's things that do not have an earthly explanation, like the several ghosts and figures we see in the backgrounds of videos or mirrors. All in all, I think season 1 of Fake Documentary Q is good, but I think season 2 is great. And it begins with the video that technically isn't classified as season 2. In the title card it says season X, but it's after season 1, so I'm calling it 2. And this video, it seems, according to the talk online, is a lot of people's favorite, for good reason. That video is Film Inferno. Film Inferno opens with an audio recording on a cassette tape. The voice on the tape says to go right, and left, then left, and left again, before you enter into a large room. We're then told that this cassette tape was discovered in 2011. It was found amongst a group of belongings that seemed to belong to a couple who went missing in 2002. Among the belongings were the cassette tape, a backpack, and a camera. Along with the camera were 3 recordings, one of which was still in the camera itself, as well as a Polaroid photograph that is too damaged to tell what was previously on it. All of these belongings are being shown to us by an investigator who has an interest in the case. Not only is it weird that this couple went missing in 2002 and these belongings were found 9 years later, but the couple went missing while they were on vacation on the coast, and these belongings were found on a mountain 15 kilometers away. The investigator explains that he has copies of the 3 recovered tapes, and with permission of the family is going to air them on television with the hopes that someone has information on the missing couple. So with that, we begin with the first tape. The first tape shows us standard footage of their beach trip, grilling out food, walking across the dunes. However, there's this one shot during which the camera glitches where we can see 3 people standing at the end of the beach. It seems to be a couple and a young child. They're not dressed like they're here for the beach, and obviously the way they're all standing facing the camera is peculiar. Almost makes you think of the man in the suit and the little girl in the mirror back in the House of Mirrors, right? At the end of this first tape, the couple finds what appears to be an old entryway to some sort of structure under a mountain. While at first you may think this is simply a cave, it seems too excavated to be entirely organic. Perhaps this is an old mine shaft or bunker. The couple goes in, and according to the investigator, the day they went into this structure is the day they disappeared. The investigator then shows us tape 2, which seems to occur sometime later. As when the footage begins, it seems that the two have been walking for some time. They're panting and seem worried. It seems that they've become lost in the system. They come to an intersection, and the girl suggests they go right. Once they come to the end of this junction, they see something weird in the wall across from them. It looks like a small stick effigy, but covered in a red string or wire. They walk past it and decide to go left, eventually coming to a dead end, to which text says they walked back to where they began. While investigating a corner of the cave, they come across several strips of paper. According to the subtitles in their dialogue, these words are mysterious, and the man is unable to read them. On the way back, they pass the wall where the doll was earlier. Only this time, it's been moved. It's now lying on the ground. Bothered by this, the man picks up the doll and throws it back to where he found it. From here, the couple keeps walking the way they came. As they're walking, however, we cut back to their perspective, and when the man turns around to look at the woman, he sees the way they have just came is now caved in. Silently and without indication, the cave system seemed to change. It's now impossible to go the way they came. Whatever this cave is, it won't let them out unless it wants them to get out. With no other option, they continue forward, eventually coming across remnants of people that were seemingly left down here. Clothes, shoes, bags, but hauntingly, no people. And as they're looking at these remains, this happens. Classical music begins emanating from down the cave system. Completely alien and strange to their surroundings, it seems to be calling for them. The music down here has to be one of my favorite moments from the series. It reminds me, as does the rest of this video, of the found footage movie As Above, So Below, as the juxtaposition from what we're hearing to the setting we're in is alarming. They continue to walk forward towards the music. They come across more things like shoes and shirts in the water. Eventually, their path seems to end at a large cement room. Peering inside of the room, it looks to be what was maybe at one point a loading area for mine carts. But with the music, it's transformed into a brutalist ballroom. And as they continue on, as quick as it started, the music stops. We then cut to some time later. Seems the two of them are sitting on the ground, unsure of what to do. Eventually, he shows her a Polaroid he's found. He tries to tell her something regarding it, but she shakes her head and then runs off in dismay. He goes looking for her, yelling her name as he's moving through the cave. Not sure what was on the Polaroid, but it seems to have alarmed her. Eventually, while trying to find her, he turns the corner and sees her. Only for some reason, she's standing there looking at him in silence. Eventually, she turns and walks right, and he chases after her. This is likely a bad decision, as if we look next to where he turned to follow, there's a large arrow drawn with an X. Perhaps this, in combination with the cassette in the beginning that was found with their belongings, that urged them to turn left after their first right. Perhaps the woman, or whatever is controlling her or appearing as her, is trying to lead him the wrong way. Much like the voice led the hiker the wrong way during the bivouac story. While walking through the cave and trying to find her, the man comes across what appears to be a climbing rope. As he's staring at the rope, he begins to be dragged into the darkness. He follows it, perhaps hoping it's the woman somewhere out in the dark. But when he gets to the end of the rope, he doesn't find her. Instead, he finds a pile of trash, once again, probably people's belongings, and above it, dozens and dozens of black and white portraits. Perhaps portraits of those who succumbed to the same fate. And with that, the second tape ends. The investigator tells us that this is the majority of the data they have. And the investigator clarifies that the police try to track down this location. They went to the beach and there were no caves there. They investigated the mountain where the belongings were found and there were no caves there. As a matter of fact, the nearest cave they could find was 50 kilometers away from the coast. And the entrance as well as the interior looked nothing like the one on camera. As a matter of fact, as far far as they've been able to tell, there is no cave in Japan that looks like the one they entered into. The investigator then tells us that they've restored a copy of what the Polaroid looked like before it became smeared. And the image on the Polaroid, the same one the man showed the woman before she ran deeper into the cave, simply depicts 3 people. While the one in the middle seems too tall to be the little girl, the uncanniness of their pose certainly calls back to the 3 people the man saw on the beach at the beginning of the video. The investigator said that they asked the family and none could identify who these 3 might be. But whoever it was enough to mean something to the woman, something that caused her to give up hope and run into despair. From here, the investigator shows us the 3rd tape, which is by far the most disturbing. It seems like, similar to As Above, So Below, the couple found their way into hell, lured by some entity deeper and deeper until there was no way out. It's easy to see why this is a lot of people's favorite. For one, this set, or whatever location they filmed on, is incredible. Perfectly gets across the idea of a cave that's a little too welcoming, like it has stairs built throughout it, but never hits a point where it seems fake. The danger always feels real. The whole time you're worried as to what he's going to shine a flashlight on next. And what were the people on this Polaroid? What were the people on the beach? This is actually one of the instances when the associated book comes into play, because it's got stories related to the belongings they find in the cave, as well as the striped shirt, who that belonged to, and the climbing rope. And it even has more information on the 3 people seen on the beach. But again, I don't speak Japanese, so go check out Spoopy's video in the description. One thing I do want to point out is the classical music that is used. The song that is being played is Triumphal March from the play Ada. This play is set in ancient Egypt and it's about 2 forbidden lovers. At the end of the story, as punishment for their love, they are forced to be buried alive together. Sound like anyone we know? It's like the mountain or whatever entity is within the mountain is mocking them, knowing they won't get out, knowing they won't go any further than the cave wants them to, and knowing that eventually they'll wind up in hell. Whatever forces are at play within the spiritual realm of this world, they're not good, and they seem to want to harm humanity, even if humanity never asked for it. Our next video is titled No Fiction, and it's probably the best acting in the series. A note at the beginning tells us that this footage was once again found at a TV station. At the beginning of the footage, we see the director, named Fukuwaza, and his camera crew have come to a woman's home. However, when they knock on the door, she seems very hesitant to let them in. We learn that this woman's name is Noriko, and the reason she was hesitant to let them in is because she's agoraphobic, or as it's known in Japan, a hikikomori. In other words, someone who decides to live within their house and rarely, if ever, go outside. We're told that Noriko's father and mother previously ran a hot spring inn, and they, as well as Noriko, were well liked in their community. However, at the age of 15, Noriko's older sister disappeared. This caused her to become afraid of leaving the house, and for the past 38 years, she hasn't been outside. Her parents died 10 years ago, their ashes still in their old room. And for the past 10 years, Noriko has been living on their savings. We're then told that this documentary was supposed to air on TV, but the director died midway through making it. So a new director named Taguchi steps in. When he first comes to the house, she is especially weird. Any comfort she had with the old crew is gone, and it seems like something has changed. Which again, the actress does an incredible job at selling this role. On top of that, since the previous director's death, Noriko has put talisman all around the home. It seems she's regressing further into whatever mental state she's in. The director and cameraman begin to poke around her home and find things like what appears to be a red death mask, as well as old pictures in her parents' room. They then sat down to talk to Noriko, who says some interesting things. For one, she says that her older sister has disappeared, but also that her older sister hurts her, hitting her whenever Noriko thinks about going outside. Noriko rolls up her sleeves to reveal she's covered in bruises. Either her sister, in some way, is still with her, or Noriko is hurting herself. Noriko even says she still talks to her mom and dad, who tell her not to go outside. Noriko says there's a face in the room, that when she looks at it, it makes it safe in there. Perhaps she's referring to the mask that was found earlier. After the implication that Noriko may be harming herself, the director gets a mental health counselor involved. A counselor who Noriko agrees to let come to the house and talk to her about what she's feeling. As the cameraman is recording the two of them talking, there's this strange glitch when we lose audio, and the counselor looks at the camera. For some reason, it's implying that Noriko going out, at least with this counselor, may not be a good thing. Eventually, she agrees to leave her home with the crew. She'll sit in the back seat of the car and drive around for the first time in again nearly 4 decades. She goes on the drive, but seems worried the whole time, not even taking in the world outside of the window. Instead, worried about the consequences of what happens she gets back home. We're then told that a few days after this, the camera crew found a missing persons flyer in the house. The missing person flyer is for Yuko, Noriko's older sister. The flyer says that Yuko was born in 1967 and she went missing on May the 20th. I believe May 20th of 1984 because if we assume that the date of the upload on the Q channel is the same date that this documentary is meant to take place, which is pushing it. But if that date's correct, then she went missing in 1984. It gives us some details about the sister, like what she was wearing, the fact that she had a mole under her eye, which initially this seems like useless information, but we'll get to it later. We're then shown one final clip of the documentary. This shows that as the team was filming Noriko cooking, the director decided to check out something in an adjacent room. On the ground underneath a blanket, there is what almost seems to be a body or someone sleeping, but as the camera moves around, it seems to be just a pile of something as there's paper mache coming out from beneath it. However, on top of a dresser next to this shape, there is a small altar. To see if there's anything inside of the altar, the director opens it only to find nothing, shutting it back how he found it and then going to the room to record the rest of the documentary. And with that, the video ends. There's a few things here that don't make sense until you think about the context. For example, that director we saw at the end was not the second director, but the first director who died. Remember, he was shooting this documentary and then suddenly died, which is why this was never aired. So perhaps opening the altar, the thing we see at the very end of the video, is what cursed him and caused his death. However, there's some other weird details we see as well. This would also explain why after the director's death, she put talisman all over the house, because she knew he had let something out. Another weird detail we get is that missing persons picture. We know that her sister's missing. We don't really need to see an image or description of her if it were not for one weird detail. And that is that Yuko, her sister, has a mole under her right eye. Well, initially this information's innocuous. She has a mole under her right eye. Noriko, as we see from the actress, has a mole under her left eye. What does it matter? Well, and again, to clarify, not Japanese, not super familiar with Japanese culture, but according to the comments, the way Yuko is wearing her kimono in the missing persons picture is wrong. In Japanese tradition, a kimono is to be wrapped with the left side over the right side, like so. You only wrap the right side over the left side for burials. In other words, the only time right is supposed to be over left is when the body is being put in the ground. So unless you're dead, left over right. However, in the picture, Yuko is wearing hers right over left. She doesn't look dead in the image, so what this means is the picture is reversed. Similar to what we saw earlier, for whatever reason, the image has been mirrored. Well, if the police were working off this mirrored photograph to say that Yuko has a mole under her right eye, that means Yuko actually has a mole under her left eye, just like Noriko. Now, this leads to some options. Maybe Noriko never had a sister at all. Maybe she went missing for a while, came back, and the whole story about her parents and her being agoraphobic was just a way to lie to the press. Maybe she took her sister's identity. Maybe Yuko wasn't the one who disappeared, but instead Noriko, and Yuko took Noriko's identity. Or if Noriko is correct that Yuko is still here with her, hurting her, then maybe Yuko is beginning to possess or take control of Noriko, and aspects of that are coming through. We see other clues of the supernatural in this video. For one, near the beginning of the video, at 4 minutes and 25 seconds in, while Noriko is mopping on the floor, we can see a shadowy figure in the mirror. Similar to previous instances, this must mean the house is inhabited by something, some demon or ghost. And once again, at 19 minutes and 58 seconds, as Noriko is leaving the house, we see two figures, their heads out of view, but standing in the living room, watching her go. Perhaps these are the spirits of her parents, the ones that urge her not to go outside. And as other people have pointed out, the mother's photograph shown on top of her ashes in her room bears a striking resemblance to one of the pictures we saw in the first video of the entire series. One of the funeral photographs from cursed video. Seems that Noriko and her family tie into the greater story at play. She might be knowing more than she's letting on, and this won't be the last time we see her referenced. But also outside of the greater scope of lore analysis, it's just such a well done short. A news crew goes to get footage of someone who's agoraphobic, and then the director dies. And that seems to be the whole story until you look at all the little pieces and see the director was probably cursed. Maybe she wasn't crazy, she just knew about the realm of the spiritual that she was a part of. And then with the mole thing, maybe she's lying about her identity in the first place. Maybe her sister is starting to take control of her. Again, there's a lot of questions and not a lot of clear answers, in a good way. Our next video is titled Plan C. The piece of media in question here seemed to be from a handheld video camera whose lens cap was kept on. Because of that, we only get audio, but the people putting together this video have added accompanying images. In the beginning of the video, we hear the driver, probably the same person who's recording, pick up 3 people from the side of the road. From their conversation, it seems they've never met in real life, but have talked online. So we hear the audio as the group drives into the mountains. They stop to get water. There's one point that's kind of ironic when one of them mentions to the others to put on their seatbelt, and eventually they pull off on the side of the road where they're going to do it. They take tape and begin to seal up the windows. At the same time, text tells us that the car was found 2 days later. We then cut to some time after the attempt is underway. We can hear the grill running, their voices getting groggy. They're speaking to each other about how they could fall asleep the easiest. Then it seems one of them starts choking, and another, making this weird gargling noise. It seems the only one who hasn't succumbed to this is the girl in the car, but she begins to panic as more noise is heard. This strange choking sounds like it's coming from far more people than are in the car. It sounds like it's coming from outside of the car, and the girl begins to scream as the clip ends. Text then tells us that when the car was discovered 2 days later, no one was found inside of it. On top of that, all of the windows were still taped up. It's as if they vanished from the inside of the car without actually getting out. On top of that, the license plate had been removed and the charcoal stove was never found. Also, in the final moments before the clip ended, the GPS that led them there began to speak again, telling them to turn in 300 meters and then 600 meters, implying that perhaps the car itself was rolling backwards. Now we know there to be a cult in the mountains or whatever the group from Sanctuary was, so it's very possible this group stumbled upon them. That wouldn't explain them teleporting out of the car or the screaming at the end, but it would explain the license plate being removed, the charcoal stove being gone, similar to the car we saw in Sanctuary, as well as the clip that might have been from Sanctuary in the last countdown. Maybe the cult stages the cars of their victims to hide their tracks. Another alternative is the same thing happened to this group that happened to the couple in Film Inferno, where they take the wrong turn on the mountain and end up in hell. This would explain the screaming voices at the end of the audio and why the group just disappeared from the inside of the vehicle. More to think on later, but for now, that's the end of the video. And in my opinion, the noises heard at the end is one of the more effective moments from the series. Our next video is Basement, and aside from the first video on the channel, this is the most watched one. And Basement is far more popular, as I'll see clips of it show up on TikTok or shorts from time to time. Basement is very simple in its presentation, as it's simply the perspective of an elevator camera. According to the timestamp on the camera, the date is November 17th, 2015. The caption tells us that we're about to watch how a woman disappeared in only 4 minutes. So a woman on the 10th floor of this building calls the elevator. She gets on and presses the ground floor. The elevator then stops at 5 and no one gets on, then 3 and no one gets on, and then it goes right past the ground floor and keeps going deeper. As this is happening, the woman at first seems unaware. She's leaned on the side of the elevator, almost as if she's asleep. When she does come to and realize she's going deeper and deeper into the earth, she, as you can imagine, panics. She presses buttons, but they don't work. She looks around, unsure of what to do. In the midst of this, the camera glitches and shows us a split image. This image shows a man in a yellow jacket walking into the elevator back in the building above, as if everything's normal. As this happens, the woman looks around, almost like she's aware that someone's in there with her. Then when she looks up at the camera, she becomes even more terrified. The earth begins to shake and she falls down on the floor. This brings the elevator to a stop, and when the doors open, she's in the midst of an abyss. With nowhere else to go and under influences we don't understand, she steps out of the elevator into the void. As soon as she does, the doors close and travel back up, eventually arriving at the building, and continues as if nothing happened. And that's the end of Basement. Again, it's such an effective concept delivered so quickly. Woman gets into an elevator and goes all the way down to hell. But there's some clues we see in the midst of this that tell us what might be going on. For one, when the camera glitches and shows someone else get into the elevator, it's almost like to the woman she's seeing a ghost. She can tell something's in there with her, but she can't really make it out until she looks at the camera. I think it's because in the reflection of the camera, she could see the man in the yellow jacket standing next to her. This would mean whatever's happening to her is almost dimensional. In her world, perhaps when she fell asleep, she crossed over into this other plane, still being in the same physical space as the elevator back on Earth, but she now inhabits the realm of the unseen around Earth, meaning in this moment she's effectively become a ghost. This is further emphasized by the fact that the camera's timestamp never changes. It's not like when the guy in the yellow jacket steps into the elevator, the timestamp skips forward a few minutes to when the elevator is back to normal. In the real world, the elevator was always normal. She's the only one going through this. While we don't know what exactly she stepped into at the end of the video, similar to Film Inferno and the previous video, it could very well be hell, or some lost realm spirits travel in this series. There's also another creepy face that shows up in this video, because of course there is. When the elevator is making its way back up after the woman steps out, at 5 minutes and 31 seconds, we see this pale face in the window. Perhaps this is some kind of ghost or entity. Its presence has led some to theorize that maybe every floor she passes, the several hundred of them on her way down, could be floors with their own inhabitants and their own personal torments. As always, things to ask questions, just not things to answer them with. Which I think is important. I think if at the end of Basement we found out, well, this is like a dimensional merge and she goes to hell and this is how it works, that's not nearly as effective as a silent video camera. Sure, there's text that appears on screen and says things like, this woman disappeared in 4 minutes, but you can just watch the clip of her panicking in the elevator and you get an entire story without dialogue or script. It's a clever punch and one of the more notable moments from the series. Our next video, Mindseeker, is about 3 guys who are watching a VHS tape. The tape is in Russian, which the guys incorrectly identify as Egyptian. The tape is about clairvoyance and says it can be used to measure someone's psychic ability. 2 of the friends, the one with the camera and the one holding the remote, say that they've seen this before but want to show the third guy, the one furthest away from the camera. The first test shows us a card with its face turned over. There are 5 potential outcomes of what this card will be. The person watching is to guess what will be on the card before it's turned over. If you get 3 out of 5, you have some notable psychic ability. So the friend who hasn't seen this before tries to do it and gets all 5 wrong. So their friend rewinds the video so that they'll try again, which obviously wouldn't make sense because if you just watched what all 5 cards are and remembered, you could get all 5 correct and it would have nothing to do with the psychic ability. It's just that you could remember 5 things. But that doesn't seem to matter because on their second watch through, the cards are different. Even though they just pressed rewind over footage they just saw, this time the dealer pulls different cards. The friends convince themselves that they must be wrong and they were forgetting what the cards were the first time, so they move on to the second test. For this, there's a brief interaction between the friends that's kind of odd, when one of them says, "Did you tell anyone?" and the other replies, "Not yet." The second test shows a balloon floating on screen. The viewer is supposed to try to move the balloon with their mind, a test of telekinesis. Sure enough, the third friend stares for a while, nothing happens, so his friend rewinds it so he can go again. This time, the balloon moves. Unlike the previous test, this is undeniable. It's clear that something changed between the 2 instances and the friends are freaking out over it, which brings them into the third test. The third test shows a woman who's turned away from the screen. The viewer is to try to telepathically communicate to the woman to turn around. Similar as before, the first time, nothing happens. The tape is rewound, and the second time, she starts to turn. Friends continue to freak out and rewind it one more time, but on the third try, this happens.
It's time to hunt the monster that left that trail.
men's reactions are different. They're obviously surprised, but this time they're stunned to silence. They stare at the screen, wondering what this could mean, and the video ends. Now, on the surface, this is simple. A group of guys coming across a video that supposedly shows them psychic abilities. But again, because the series loves to hide nuance in conversation and dynamics, a lot of people have pointed out what is likely happening here is the friend with the remote and the friend with the camera are pranking the third friend. Hence the quick conversation between the two about, have you told anyone? Not yet. And remember, those two said they had seen this. The way this prank video would work is at first it shows the normal try of the experiment as depicted, but then when the friend goes to rewind, it's actually a fake rewind, scripted as part of the video to make it look like you're backing through the same footage when you're actually going to new footage that shows the balloon moving or new cards being pulled. That way the person holding the remote can trick other people into thinking they're psychic. You can even notice the two other friends trying to goad the third friend into this realization. During the first one with the cards, they keep saying things like, oh, I don't think it was that card the first time, or oh, I think something weird's happening. And that seems to be how the video plays out until the very end, because the other two friends who had these big reactions and were shaking each other and yelling on that third try of the third experiment, when the woman turns all the way around, they did not have the same reaction. This time they were actually surprised. Similar to the man in the video store who wrote that this tape will kill you, it seems that by lying about something, they made something actually happen. Plus, at the very end of the footage, as the guys are watching the outro of the tape, in the reflection of the TV, you can see that one of the guys is turned away. The guys are facing something in the room with them. And perhaps what started out as a prank, one of the guys ended up summoning something that was more than they bargained for. And perhaps what started out as a prank, one of the guys ended up summoning something.
I think I'm going to go rest. I'm very hippie and tomorrow work time, so yeah, better go rest now. So, yeah. Thank you all, thank you Penguin Ruby for Survival Sundays, thank you Kiki Kiva and the mentioned two nerds for Lethal Company and Ruby for the raid. I'm going to take a nap and probably keep sleeping. Smile. Yeah. I'm going to go eat. Take care, everyone. I'm going to send you to. Oh, you know what? I want to read the cow. I read the cow. So, write message, then calamity this monster. And so red. So, if you are sub, second one, if not, first one. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to eat. I want to eat. I'm hippie. I feel very hippie. Wow. Also, I need to remove that text over yonder. Thank you, Kiki. Have y'all a good rest of your Sunday. Right? Taco, coffee. Be nice to this MC Fox. He's an artist, he's a funny dude. Allegedly sounds like kids, but it's not kids, so yeah. So yeah. Take care everybody, have a good one. Bye bye.